community member Ross Draper of the Wodonga Brass Band for his continued support of our ceremonies. And I'd also like to thank our student members for recording today's presentation. We look forward to a time when we can be together again as a college body for assemblies and ceremonies. Thank you.
I would like to acknowledge the Aboriginal people who are the traditional custodians of this land. I would also like to pay respect to their people, both past, present and emerging. I extend that respect to other Aboriginal Australians that are present.
Thank you for joining us for the combined Remembrance Day ceremony for Wodonga Senior Secondary College, Wodonga Mid-Years College and the Flying Fruit Fly Circus School. Remembrance Day is the day to remember the sacrifice of those who have fought and died for Australia in wars and conflicts. This ceremony is a solemn occasion where we are given the opportunity to reflect on the loss and suffering caused by war. Please give your attention to our student leaders. We take great pride in leading today's commemorative ceremony.
Today is the 11th of November. At 11 a.m. on the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, the guns fell silent on the Western Front in France and Belgium after 4 years of war. World War I began in 1914 and lasted for 4 years. More than 416,000 Australians volunteered for service in World War I. More than 60,000 Australians were killed, including 45,000 who died in the Western Front in France and Belgium, and more than 8,000 who died on the Gallipoli Peninsula in Turkey. The Germans had called for an armistice, which is a suspension of fighting in order to secure a peace settlement, and accepted the Allied terms of unconditional surrender. The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month attained a special significance in the post-war years and became universally associated with the remembrance of those who had died in the war.
In Australia and other allied countries, including New Zealand, Canada and the United States, the 11th of November became known as Armistice Day, a day to remember those who died in World War I. After World War II, the Australian government renamed the day Remembrance Day to commemorate those who were killed in both World Wars. Today, the loss of Australian lives from all wars and conflicts is commemorated on Remembrance Day, including the Korean, Vietnam and more recently, Afghanistan, Iraq and East Timor. Our college community values the services of all current and ex-serving members, and we say thank you to those people who serve or have served in the Defence Force.
Soldiers, hear this pledge. Your flag flies in the sun, and now we take a minute to remember what you've done. When you went away to battle, you were proud as proud could be. And you did it for your country, yes, you flew the flag for me. Now we live our life with freedom when we work and when we play. For that my heart says thank you on this very special day.
And as we go, we take the words that sing Australia's song. I am young and I am worthy, I am brave and I am strong. In this face of any challenge, I will strive to rise above. I deserve this opportunity to live, to learn, to love. I can truly make a difference, my path is up to me. And this is my commitment, be the best that I can be.
Australia, the lucky country. But who do we have to thank for the life we lead as Australians? Across many conflicts spanning from World War I to more recently the Vietnam War, Australia has a rich history of brave servicemen and women who have fought for our country and to protect our way of life. Today we remember those who died for this country, paying tribute to the entrenched bravery of our nation's past. Although often a solemn occasion, Remembrance Day is not solely about memorialising the loss of Australians at the hands of war. It marks a day to honour the character and spirit of those who gave their lives for our future. The mateship, endurance, courage and good humour shown by our Anzacs in the face of dreadful odds builds the foundation of Australian culture, of which still thrives today. There is no doubt that this year has been one of the most challenging years that many of us have faced, and far from a year that we expected. Our perseverance throughout this year embodies the Anzac spirit, to which I hope that they would be proud. This year, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, although we cannot gather, I hope that everyone takes the time to reflect on the sacrifices made by the men and women of our nations past, remembering with pride our shared unity through the spirit of the Anzac. In every aspect of our lives, I hope that we all honour those who gave up their tomorrow so that we may have our today.
Do not call me hero when you see the medals that I wear. Medals maketh not the hero, they just prove that I was there.
Do not call me hero now that I am old and grey. I left a lad, returned a man, they stole my youth that day.
Do not call me hero when we ran the wall of hail. The blood, the fears, the cries, the tears, we left them where they fell.
Do not call me hero, each night I stop and pray. For all the friends I knew and lost, I survived my longest day.
Do not call me hero in the years that pass, for all the real true heroes have crosses lined up on the grass.
Today we will lay a wreath at each of our college campuses in respect and take a moment of reflection. Our wreath will be laid to rest at the base of each flagpole. We use a wreath, which is a circle of flowers, because flowers have traditionally been laid on graves and memorials in memory of people who have passed. Today we think of the thousands of people who have served and those who have died as a result of war and conflict. My father is a serving member within the Australian Army. After we lay the wreath, I will recite the ode. We will then observe the last post, which will be played by Ross Draper from the Wodonga City Brass Band. The last post is a final farewell to the fallen and symbolises that the duty of the dead is now over and that they can now rest in peace. This will be followed by 1 minute of silence out of respect. Please do not speak during this time. The rouse will break the silence. The rouse symbolises the awakening for a better world. It shall then be followed by the Australian National Anthem. Wherever you are, please stand now if you are able to. Before I recite the ode, I would like to invite you to participate in repeating the words, "We will remember them," at the end of the poem. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth fertile. Our home is God by seas, our land about in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage to advance Australia fly. In joyful strength, and let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant southern cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this commonwealth of us renowned of all the lands. For those who come across the seas, we found this place to share. With courage, let our soul combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strength, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Lest we forget.
We invite you to tag photos on social media on how you choose to commemorate Remembrance Day this year. Thank you for joining us for our combined commemorative ceremony.